You ever hear people say America is huge, but not every part of it is doing great? Well, in 2025, that's more true than ever. Some states are dealing with major problems: shrinking populations, rising debt, broken infrastructure, and industries that are disappearing fast. This is Advent Traveler back again with another video, and today we're looking at 8 US states that are collapsing the fastest in 2025 and how fast things can change and why people are moving out by the millions. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and let's get into it. California. Once the land of dreams, tech booms, and endless sunshine, the Golden State now faces a series of daunting challenges that threaten its future. Housing prices are sky high, making it nearly impossible for average families to buy a home. Every month, thousands of people are packing up and leaving for more affordable states, while the homelessness crisis grows more visible on city streets. Cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles are losing businesses, with empty storefronts and rising crime rates. The state is still incredibly wealthy, but the gap between the rich and poor is widening fast, and California's budget deficit is ballooning. On top of that, California faces frequent wildfires, water shortages, and a crumbling infrastructure. Many residents are frustrated by high taxes and government policies they feel aren't solving these problems. The Golden State's struggles are a warning sign for the rest of the country. Illinois. Illinois has deep debt problems, especially in Chicago. The state's pension crisis is one of the worst in the nation, with unfunded liabilities reaching over $140 billion. This massive debt has forced lawmakers to make tough choices, often cutting essential services or raising taxes just to keep up with interest payments. People have been leaving for years because of high taxes, rising crime, and failing infrastructure. Illinois has lost more residents than any other state in the last decade, and the exodus is accelerating as property taxes climb and public schools struggle with budget shortfalls. 2025 continues the same trend: population shrinking and costs going up. Small towns are hollowing out, and even Chicago is seeing businesses relocate. Without major reforms, Illinois' debt burden will only grow heavier, threatening the state's future. New York. Once the symbol of opportunity, the Empire State is now facing a dramatic exodus. New York's biggest issue is population loss. Over the past few years, the state has seen hundreds of thousands of residents pack up and leave. Every month, thousands move out, driven away by the soaring cost of living, high rent, and expensive groceries. Many families simply can't afford to stay. Manhattan stores keep shutting down, taxes keep climbing, and small businesses are struggling to survive. Even iconic neighborhoods are seeing more empty storefronts than ever before. Upstate, the situation is even worse. Cities like Buffalo and Rochester are losing jobs, factories are closing, and entire neighborhoods are being abandoned. Many former New Yorkers are heading to states like Florida and Texas, searching for better opportunities, lower taxes, and a more affordable lifestyle. With the population shrinking year after year, New York faces a tough road ahead, as the Empire State's exodus shows no signs of slowing down. Louisiana. A state known for its vibrant culture and rich history, but also for its ongoing economic struggles. It's got a struggling economy, with small businesses closing their doors and main streets growing quieter every year. Weak schools and high poverty rates make it tough for families to get ahead, especially in rural areas where resources are scarce. And then there's the weather: constant hurricane damage, flooding, and storms that seem to hit just as communities start to recover. Many areas never fully recover before another disaster hits, leaving neighborhoods in a cycle of rebuilding and loss. Young people keep moving away, searching for better jobs and education elsewhere, leaving fewer workers and families behind. With factories closing, playgrounds empty, and vacant lots spreading, opportunities are shrinking fast. Even traditional industries like fishing and seafood are struggling, hit hard by environmental disasters and economic downturns. Still, communities come together after every storm, helping each other rebuild, but the challenges keep piling up. For many in Louisiana, it feels like the storm never really ends, and the future remains uncertain. Mississippi. Once known for its rich culture and deep history, today it faces a crisis that's hard to ignore. It's one of the poorest states in America. Hospitals keep closing, jobs are limited, and entire industries have vanished, leaving behind empty factories and shuttered businesses. The population is shrinking as families move away in search of better opportunities. Many homes sit vacant, and main streets that were once lively are now eerily quiet. Many small towns are almost empty now, with boarded-up shops and overgrown lots. Schools struggle to stay open as enrollment drops. Crumbling roads and neglected public spaces show how hard it's become to maintain basic services. Recovery feels out of reach for many. Poverty touches every generation here. Food banks are stretched thin, and many elderly residents have no choice but to stay. For children, hope for a brighter future is fading. West Virginia. Coal is dying fast. For generations, coal was the backbone of the state's economy, providing steady jobs and shaping the identity of entire communities. But over the past decade, demand for coal has plummeted due to cheaper natural gas, environmental regulations, and the rise of renewable energy. Many towns depended on it, and when the mines closed, the jobs disappeared. Main streets that once bustled with activity are now lined with empty storefronts and for sale signs. Laid-off miners struggle to find new work, and many families have been forced to leave in search of better opportunities elsewhere. The loss of coal jobs has rippled through local economies, hurting small businesses and schools. Addiction problems and population decline made things even harder. West Virginia has one of the highest opioid overdose rates in the country, a crisis fueled in part by economic despair. In 2025, it's still one of the fastest shrinking states. Despite efforts to diversify the economy, hope is fading for many, as young people continue to leave and communities struggle to survive. Schools face declining enrollment, and job fairs often see more employers than job seekers. The future remains uncertain, as West Virginia searches for a new identity beyond coal. New Mexico. The state faces a tough combination of rising crime rates, weak job growth, and one of the lowest education rankings in the country. Many towns are struggling to keep their economies afloat, with empty storefronts and abandoned buildings becoming more common. Young professionals and families are leaving for better-paying states, causing a brain drain that makes it even harder for New Mexico to recover. The education system is underfunded, and schools often lack resources, which discourages new businesses from investing. High poverty rates and limited access to healthcare add to the challenges. Despite its rich culture and beautiful landscapes, New Mexico is on the edge, fighting to hold on as more residents look elsewhere for opportunity. Alaska. It's one of the most expensive states to live in, and the costs just keep rising. The state faces huge expenses to keep basic services running, especially in remote areas where everything from fuel to food must be shipped in over vast distances or flown in during the long, harsh winters. Shrinking oil revenue has left the state budget stretched thin, while many villages are now dealing with the direct impacts of climate change, melting permafrost, eroding coastlines, and damaged infrastructure. Everyday essentials like groceries can cost double or triple what they do in the lower 48. In some rural communities, a gallon of milk can cost over $10, and fresh produce is a luxury. Housing is limited and expensive, and utility bills, especially for heating, can be astronomical, with some families paying thousands each winter just to keep warm. With jobs scarce outside of oil and government, and the cost of living so high, more and more Alaskans are packing up and leaving. The state continues to lose population year after year, as the price of isolation becomes too much to bear. So yeah, America is powerful, but not every state is doing great right now. Some are growing fast, and others are collapsing quietly in the background. If you enjoy these deep dive videos, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you never miss another breakdown of what's happening around the world. See you in the next one, my friend.